Department has publicly released all of the body camera footage showing their response to the neo-Nazi demonstration a couple of weeks ago. The village says it's just committed to full transparency. The group was spotted on the overpass over Interstate 75 connecting Evendale and Lincoln Heights. Brittany Harry is live near that overpass now after speaking to State Rep Cecil Thomas. What did he have to say, Brittany?
Well, Tricia, you know that he is a retired law enforcement officer himself. He says that he has seen a lot of the videos, a lot of the posts and stuff that have circulated on social media. And so I asked him, I said, what did you see from the officers that day, their actions? He says, honestly, what it looked like to him is that they were just trying to keep the situation under control.
Go ahead and come over here!
Body camera video shows the moments tensions were rising near the Interstate 75 overpass when a group of unidentified neo-Nazis encountered community members who were disturbed by their presence.
Hello, officer.
Sir, how are you?
We're trying to get out of here.
A couple of minutes later, you can see the U-Haul being driven to where the group was standing.
Hey, hurry up, come on. Get in the van, let's go. This is going to get bad.
I agree, thank you. We appreciate you guys on it. Sorry for making it harder.
All right, come on.
State Representative Cecil Thomas, a retired Cincinnati police officer himself, says from what video he's seen, law enforcement was trying to stabilize the situation. The community responded almost as quickly, Thomas says, with words spreading on social media just as fast.
So as a result of all of that, what you got is a situation where there's no one actually in charge of managing that process.
The body camera video shows officers agreeing to escort the group away from where they were standing.
Go. Get in and go.
You see how that could come across to some people, though, as they're helping them, they're assisting them.
Absolutely. That is the downside of this kind of behavior that comes into a community.
Video later shows them near Laughlin High School in the back of their U-Haul. The group requested to go back to near the overpass to get another vehicle that was left behind with a service animal inside.
We need to get he's my service animal. That's why I really need to get him. But
Get your Uber, let's go. Here, get your mask on, let's go.
Officers made their way to the vehicle with a member of the group in the back seat of a police cruiser. The vehicle's tires were flat when they got there.
If I pulled you up there right now to let you get in that Jeep, there would be a massive shootout. Seriously, they all know that's your car or your guys' car. They know someone saw you guys get out of that. That's why they slashed the tires.
for absolutely nothing, for us standing on a bridge, like Jesus Christ, dude, it's ridiculous. But and it's just like I've had this done, and it's like if if you guys just continue to let them do whatever, this is why they act this way.
As Fox 19 previously reported, Hamilton County Sheriff Charmaine McGuffey is now calling on Ohio lawmakers to toughen the laws.
My response is that she's absolutely correct. This is our role here in the State House, is to create laws that are in the best interest of the community at large, and also to make sure that our communities are protected.
So I know a lot of people have been asking and have been wondering if these people have been identified. They have not, but that body camera footage is providing a little bit more information about where they possibly came from. So the member of that group who was in the back of the police cruiser was talking to the officer and mentioned that they were all going back to a hotel somewhere in Louisville, Kentucky. So it's unclear if that's exactly where they came from, but I will say that the member that was in the back of the police cruiser also said that they came from all over.
Hey, yo. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. Come to Politics with your boy. Y'all know how we do it. Anyway, this is gonna be a follow-up, man, to the video I just did quite a few days ago about the KKK invading the black community, the historic black community in Cincinnati, Ohio. Before being run out by the members of the community, right? Now, I didn't plan on doing a part two, to this topic, but I've discovered some some news reports, man, that showed a little bit more than what we reviewed on the last video. You know, and it raised just a series of questions, man, in my mind. You know, and just a series of concerns. You know, now, as you know, those of you who've been tuned in, who've been rocking with me, you know, who've been rocking with this channel, man, I'd like to thank y'all, you know, man, for tuning in, man, and kicking it with your boy, you know. But this situation, man, is just, I mean, it's nothing new. It's nothing new, you know. Now, this footage, this body cam footage of these members, whether they were KKK, neo-Nazi, whatever, you know, they're all symbols of hate. You know, whatever you want to call them. They all have a negative impact and a negative message, you know. But this video that I just showed you, a few minutes ago, you can see the white man in the back of the U-Haul, you know. After they was escorted out of the community peacefully. They went there to incite violence. The members of the community called the police. And what did the police do when they arrived? No one's surprised, man. No one's surprised. I mean, not any black person, man. We're not surprised, man, with these type of things, man. These type of occurrences, man. You know, cause this happens often, man. We call the police. We expect them to come protect and serve us, man. And somehow, you know, there's a total different outcome than what we expected, than what we intended. You know, and this is just a prime example, man. This is just a prime example of, you know, the reason black people do not feel protected by law enforcement. You know, and it's sadly getting to the point, man, where we're starting to understand, we're starting to wake up and realize, man, that we have to protect each other, man. We have to protect ourselves. We have to police our own communities, man. You know, and you know, certain black communities across America, they're on the right program. You know, protect each other, man. We have to be one. We have to be a family, man. We have to love one another, man. You know, and stop opposing one another, because we all have a common enemy, man. And our common enemy is not the white man, and it's not white people in general. You know, because me myself, I can't speak for all black folk, but me myself and black folk that I'm familiar with have no hate for white people, man. You know, in general. I have white friends, man. I have Puerto Rican friends. You know, I have Asian friends. You know, I have friends of all different nationalities, man. You know, and I get along very well. You know, but we have to understand, man, that there is a problem. There is a problem, man. And until we address this problem in the correct manner, man, and try to bring about some type of change, some type of reform, man, this situation is just going to get uglier and uglier, until eventually, you know, it result in a bloodbath, man. You know, now when I say the police, black folks, you know, we have a dislike for the police, man, because throughout history, man, I mean, way back, man, from slavery, although we weren't living and you know, we didn't experience the pain of our ancestors, man, we are experiencing a residue every single day, man. We experience the residue in some way, shape, or form, man, in our daily lives, man. And we're not allowed to complain about it, you know. And really, there's no need to complain, man. Although you know you're being oppressed in certain ways, it may not be, you know, smack diddy in face all the time, but a lot of times you know when you're being oppressed, and you know, we're expected to just keep, you know, take the punches and keep rolling. And rightfully so, man. That's what a lot of us do. We go about our daily lives, man. Although we know that there are many white people out there who, you know, who don't like us, you know, smile on our face and just really have a dislike for us, and they don't even know why. They don't even know why, you know. We're expected to keep rolling, man. And this situation here is the prime example. You see the police pull up, and what happened? The first thing happened when the police pulled up on that bridge, after being called by the black community, the community under attack. The police pulled up, and this white group, this white hate group, they made sure that they was the first ones to rush to the officer.
Hello, officer.
Sir, how are you?
We're trying to get out of here.
A couple of minutes later, you can see the U-Haul being driven to where the group was standing.
Hey, hurry up! Come on. Get in the van. Let's go. This is going to get bad.
I agree. Thank you. We appreciate you guys
Yes,
on
sir.
it. Sorry for making it harder.
All right, come on.
And tell that officer that we're just trying to leave. We're just trying to leave. You know, they flipped it that quick and somehow made themselves the victim. Look, we're surrounded. I mean, there's only about 15 of us. I mean, look how they're acting. They're surrounding us. We just want to leave. You know, we're just poor little white guys, man. You know, we're stuck on the bridge, and you know, in the black community, man, and they're looking to bring harm to it. We the ones who are in need. You understand? This is the game, man. This is the game. You know, and as you can see, man, the officers treated them like good old brothers, you know, with the utmost respect. And sadly, man, you see a totally different interaction with the officers dealing with the black folk than the officers dealing with the white folk, you know. And it was all played out, man. It was all on display in his body cam footage, you know, from the officer explaining to that brother, man, that you know, Black Lives Matter, you know, when they were screaming, when they were protesting and they were screaming, kill all pigs and they hate pigs and all this stuff, you know, I respected their right, you know, and although I didn't like it, I respected their right and their freedom of speech. And I have to do the same for these people, you know. Now, the difference with this is when a Black Lives Matter was chanting those hateful, you know, using hateful speech, that was coming from a pain of oppression, being of you know, of an oppressed people who was fed up. The difference is these white guys, this white hate group, they are not an oppressed people. They are the oppressors. Their ancestors, you know, were the oppressors. And this white hate group, the agenda is to carry on the hateful activity, you know, from the past, man. The inherited hate from their ancestors. You know, and the crazy thing, man, is this type of activity is chosen, man. You know, this is an ideology, man, that is hundreds of years old, man, and it still exists. Sadly, it still exists today, man. And the police, a lot of the police, man, they're okay with this type of violence, man. You know, and it's just sad, man. Now, as you can see, the police escorted them, you know, escorted them off of that bridge And not only did they escort them, they followed them. They followed them, man, and ordered them to pull over in a random parking lot. Which now we know that random parking lot was later discovered that was a elementary school, and there were kids about to get out of school within about a half an hour of them pulling in that parking lot. And you see this white man, he was very agitated, man. You know, his privilege was being challenged, and he didn't like that. He didn't like that at all, man. You know, and the officer, the interaction, man, between the officer and this hateful, this hateful white guy, man, was just disgusting. You know, just the utmost respect. You know, letting the guy know that we here for you, man. I understand your truck is back there, man. Your truck is parked in the parking lot back in their community, man. But I don't want to let you go back down there, brother. I don't want to let you go back down there, because if I let you go back down there, there's going to be a massive shootout, man. These people are mad. They flattened the tires on your Jeep. They're upset, man. I can't let you go back down there. Well, now what I can do is I could go and get the car and bring it up to you. Well, if I'm not mistaken, the police drove this guy down there to get his vehicle. If I'm not mistaken. But at one point throughout that body cam footage in the back of that U-Haul, you hear the officer tell that white guy that come on, man, put your mask back on. Put your mask back on. This is what the Cincinnati police officer told this man. Put your mask back on.
You get him, buddy.
Get you an Uber. Let's go. Here. Get your mask on.
He was so agitated, man, and so disgusted that his privilege was being challenged, that he said, I don't care about my face showing. I basically fuck that mask. And he also said, my dog, man, is in my Jeep. That's my service animal.
He's my service animal. That's why I really need to get him, buddy.
Get you an Uber. Let's go. Here. Get your mask on. Let's go.
Officers made their way to the vehicle with a member.
Now, when he said that's my service animal. My service animal is in that Jeep. That raised a concern for me. And I know many of you probably court that. My service animal. Makes you wonder, right? My service animal. Now, a person like me or you, an average tax-paying citizen, they're working 9 to 5, go home, get some rest, back in, just regular shit, everyday shit, right? When we have an animal, we have a pet. I don't recall ever knowing anyone does not work in the law enforcement or some type of military or just some type of agent of some sort calling their animal a service animal. When somebody say that's my service animal, that kind of implies that this person is serving in some way, shape, or form. This person is serving. Now whether they're serving the community as a town watch, whether they're serving in the police, whether they're serving in the military, service animal mean that's my service animal. We all know what that means. So for that person to be invading the black community with a service animal in his Jeep, that raises a lot of concerns and a lot of questions, man. And we need to get to the bottom of this, man, because, like a lot of people, a few people said in my comments, that these people may have been police officers themselves, quite a few people in the comments picked up on that, man. And sadly, I agree, man. I agree, man. You know, that this is fishy. Something's fishy going on here, man. You know, now, they said they're going to get to the bottom of this and they're going to be transparent. But when have black folks ever been able to trust law enforcement to be transparent? When have we ever been able to trust law enforcement to be transparent? I'll wait. I will wait. Man, look, man. We tired, man. We sick of this bullshit, man. You know, some way, man, we're gonna have to get to some type of common ground, man, where we can live together, man. You know, we could live amongst each other, man, without hate. Without hate, man. It's not hard. It is not hard. If you don't like a person and you have certain ideology, man, you know, just stay, you know, go your own way, man, and let that person go their way, man. I mean, cause, you know, leading with hate, man, and confronting people with your hateful rhetoric and you know, hateful speech. You know, they talk about black fatigue and all this type of stuff, man, and they don't respect black pain. You know, they don't respect the fact that a lot of black people complain, man, about the history and about the oppression. You know, but they will never understand, man, because they've been born into privilege, man. And when you, like I said, man, when you're born into privilege, you know, you never seem to understand the privilege that you have, man, over other people. You know, but you got black, you know, you got black areas of social media as well, man. You know, and you also have black folks, man, who don't like white people, man. And a lot of times, you know, when black people don't like white people, it's because we think they don't like us. You know, we're so used to being oppressed, man, that sometimes it take a little more, man, for us to accept them and to believe that they actually love us and to believe that they actually want to actually be genuine friends with us and be fair with us, because we're so used to, you know, just being oppressed, man, and not being able to, you know, have fairness and equality, you know, and it goes deep, man. It goes very deep, man. You know, but this is what I said at the end of my last video, man. Black people do not fall for this. Do not fall for it, man. You know, what they want to do, man, is a very few of them. This is how a lot of things start, man. Just a very few people. They go down to the black community. You know, they're outnumbered. They get ran out of there, man. But they know that there are other white people watching this, man. That want a race war. They want, you know, they don't like black people, and they're loading up, man. They got cabins full of ammo. You know, they teach their family how to shoot, you know, on their acres of land, and you know, they're ready for a race war. But all it takes is this one little group. That's all it takes, man, to spark a bigger outrage. You know, to make the real white nationalists, you know, the KKK, or whatever you want to call them, just a little spark is how a lot of things start, man, and it grows from there. And before you know it, man, you got a bloodbath. You have a bloodbath, man. You know, it's just a nasty outcome, man. That's why I say, black folks, do not fall for this, man. Don't fall for it. You know, they are trying to incite violence, man. They're trying to provoke us to do something stupid so that they can then turn it and say, see, they are the ones who are oppressing us. They are the ones. We are the victims. You know, be careful, man. Open your eyes, man. Understand what's going on, because this is what's been going on. This is nothing new, man. This is what's been going on throughout history. All these things that you see today have been going on throughout history, man. You know, it's just a little more concealed these days, but it still exists. It exists. And trust me, man, the agenda is still alive, man, to run black folks, you know, to try to run us back into a dark corner, man. But it's not going to happen. I mean, trust me, we've endured too much. We've endured way too much, man. You know, whether we're outnumbered, whether we're the minority, we will fight, man. We will fight. You know, whether we lose numbers, win, lose, or draw, we will fight. You know, and it shouldn't have to turn out this way, man. It's like we've come so far, man, but in many ways, sometimes it seems like we've gotten nowhere. You know, it's like we're still in the 1800s, early 1900s. You know, in a sense, it's with the racist ideology, man. We can't let that lead, man. We got to shut this down. Anyway, until next time, man, it's your boy, Mr. 1751, bring you another 1751 review. And until next video, y'all stay up.
They're upset that the police let them get away and drive illegally with a whole bunch of people in the back.
Because we got bigger fish to fry than traffic violations.
After an extended protest, police were able to tow a battered Jeep from the scene that had been rented by one of the white supremacists.